It's easy to be successful when you surround yourself with other people that are successful. Where I was coming from was a lack of purpose. I kind of mentioned purpose a few times. I wasn't being ambitious in my career. My fitness wasn't the best. My faith wasn't in a great spot. Just kind of everything was kind of lacking. And I was like, Tyler's the guy that seems like he's always kind of had a thought or two about those things. I'm going to call him. And why would I let playing volleyball and then all my volleyball teammates and then my family keep me in a place when I'm at a position in my life or a point in my life where I can go explore and find other things.
And like 10,000 for April, not a bad start at all. And then what the hell happened here? You jumped to 50,483 for May. So like what? Second month in insurance, 50,000.
Yes. Just to out myself real quick, close to 20,000 last year. I said 20,000 would be a pretty unimpressive year. I was not successful.
How much have you made since you've been here?
I've been paid
All right, ladies and gents, we got Brett Lenners here on the Life Pros podcast, episode number...
something.
Shoot, dude, I feel like we've had 20 episodes. We've rolled out 10 of them because the audio didn't work, but it looks like it's working today. So
Hope so.
or we'll find out. But where do we start, Brett?
Where do we start? Oh, boy. Where'd the company start? A year
Which
ago,
one?
it was
Transamerica, Corebridge, or
American General, Mutual. Legacy 3 years ago. A year ago was three
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yep.
What are we up to?
Shoot, dude, you tell me. What are we at? 29, 30?
I think we're above 30 now.
Yeah, it's crazy to think back to 2023, you know,
Yeah.
just getting into this, you know. And now it's like, 2 years later, and it feels like it's gone by in 60 seconds, and it feels like it's been 6 months,
Yeah.
you know.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, or 6 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. But people are interested in me today. They're interested in you. So
Yeah.
let's talk about Brett.
Yeah. I think I was, speaking of just how many people we've got on, I think I was number 19 or 20. I counted people in the office one day. And I was like, I think that makes me number 20 on board. So I've kind of come in, seen people crushing, slinging.
Yeah.
And then I've also seen people come in and start crushing and slinging. So it's been a cool spot to be.
Yeah, because you kind of, you've been kind of in the, so far probably kind of like in the middle of when people started coming in, because
Yeah.
we first, hired on Ralphs and Sione in last July. And then it was like Trace in November.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got started in what, February? March?
It was actually April. Halfway through April.
Wow.
Yeah. Time flies.
Dude, that's like, it feels like you've
I've
been here for 3 years.
It
bro.
does, man. I feel like I know everyone so well. Even the new guys. I mean,
You guys started at our last office, so we're
yeah.
a little bit more downsized, and now
Yeah.
we're upscaled.
The bullpen was as live as ever, though.
I know.
Always is.
We got to get one of those things that wraps around and it's got, policies on it.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can see your name on it, Or a big ass gong would be pretty cool too. But so tell us about yourself, dude. Like,
I like to say I'm a farm boy
Yep.
from Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln's not so much farm, but
another guy from Lincoln.
geez, we got too many of us from Nebraska. We're taking
Yeah.
over.
So you grew up on a farm?
Lived in Beatrice, moved to Texas. It was a tough time for family, so moved
Yep.
back to Lincoln so there'd be more opportunity for my brother and I with sports. Worked very well for him. I always say I'm the athletic disappointment of the family because he went to play football at Kansas State. He was all Big 12 tight end, full ride scholarship, the whole
That's
thing.
crazy.
Yeah, and then there's me.
I knew that, but yeah, that's just nuts.
Yeah, they called me the D1 frat star, I guess. That's so not true.
They called him or you?
Me.
Yeah.
He was the D1 football player. I was the D1 frat star.
Oh, the D1 frat star.
Yeah, that's me.
Is that just your family messing with you? Or
Just my family messing with me. I was in a fraternity.
Yep.
With a few other guys in the office. Tyler Wolf. Shout out Tyler.
Shouts out Tyler Wolf.
Shout out to
He
Tyler
brought
Wolf.
you into the business.
He did, and
Yeah.
we'll get to that. Logan Merritt, as well as a fallen soldier, Jackson Birch, all in my fraternity. So that's kind of how I know a few of the guys here. Ralph's was in a fraternity 3 houses down.
Yep.
I never knew him before before this. When I came to visit
But all
February.
those guys were buddies, like
They were.
Ralphs and Merritt.
I was like kind of
especially.
buddies, and they were kind of buddies, but we
But you guys
never,
never commingled,
overlapped,
yeah.
ever.
Right.
So I knew who he was, but never met him.
So
yeah, and then-
you played football. Just to go back to that, so you played football in high school, right? And then what happened?
I snapped my leg in half, 9th play of
Youch.
the second game. Couldn't walk for 4 months.
That's crazy.
And then I tried to run track, and I was more than a second slower in the 100-meter dash. And a second in a 100-meter dash is a long time.
Yep.
So,
Damn. So you ran track before, and then after the injury,
Yeah.
you were a second.
more than a second slow. I ran slower as a senior than I did as a freshman,
Wow.
which is pretty brutal.
That's got to be
So-
crushing.
Yeah, and
Did you have dreams of going to play college ball? And
yeah, I did. And kind of that all crumbling in an instant, right? Was
Yeah.
maybe the first time that I felt like I didn't have direction or purpose. It's not been the only time since then. We all face our
demons.
aimlessness, demons at some point, right? But that was definitely the first time, and that was tough. But I kind of found a little bit of purpose in just being involved in a community. I think that was in my fraternity, and I think something that we'll probably get a little more into today is that I've definitely found that here.
Yeah.
Just purpose in community,
Yeah.
which is good.
So
But yeah.
let's go through like what you were doing before, how you got here, and then how you've been doing since.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
sounds good.
Okay, so you went to college for what?
I was pre-physical therapy.
Okay.
I've taken every class needed.
Physical therapy directly into insurance sales.
Not quite. It's close, though.
That's the route most people take, right?
I think Tyler's an electrical engineering degree,
Yeah.
and he's here now, so it doesn't really matter what you do. If you can,
Yeah.
if you can call on a phone, you can make some money. I took everything but anatomy, so physiology, all the other sciences, everything.
Yep.
Decided I didn't want to be touching and working on old people all the time. That's really the motivation to get out of that.
How long did that take you to figure out?
I was a junior. Between my junior and senior year, I figured it out. So then I
Got it.
switched. I always wanted to open my own practice, so I was a business major,
Oriented,
but I
yeah.
was in physical therapy classes.
Well, did you see it as like you're playing football and track and you go to the physical therapist for helping with
Yeah.
stuff, and then you're like, oh, like this is cool. Every time I go, like I feel better or whatever. He's helping.
Definitely.
You're like, oh, I could see myself doing this. And then there's that piece of you that's like, entrepreneurial or this business owner guy. So you're just like, maybe I could just make those two work, and that could just be my avenue to get to the
Exactly.
business.
Exactly.
But your whole goal wasn't to, just
If it
be-
could have been athletes, I probably would have stuck with it. And I know that
like
that is
working
an
in the
avenue.
NFL as like a
Yes.
physical therapist or something like that.
And that is an avenue, but I just kind of lost my passion for it. And so I decided to just get my business degree, and I started in inside sales. I was really just setting appointments for an actual salesman. Did that for about 6 months after I
What
graduated.
business?
NRC Health. It's
Okay.
basically they sell software to health systems to have the health systems operations run more smoothly and
So
do
you
like
call like hospitals and stuff?
yeah, like CFOs, CEOs, all the executives of hospital health systems, like a huge system that's got 40 hospitals and 30 PT clinics. They got it all, and it's
Yeah.
all under one umbrella. I'd call the people at the top. At least I tried. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I didn't enjoy that job. And then I got into property and casualty insurance.
Yeah.
A mentor of mine kind of showed me the long-term potential, and there is a lot of long-term potential in property and casualty because you build this huge book of business and you're making good renewal commissions on that. But it takes a lot of time.
Was that a
and
family friend, or did you find it online, or how'd you find that?
I actually, both of his sons actually played football at Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
So I was a year younger than his youngest son. So we grew up playing sports together. He knew me well. So I worked with his youngest son, Anthony, and him for the year leading up to coming here.
Yep.
Yep. And it's just kind of it's tough to start, but it's a great long-term play.
Ooh, that's hot. So it's tough to get started, but what do you mean? Like break that down.
Well, I would just say in property and casualty, the average sale is bigger. It's about $4,000 in Nebraska.
Yep.
And that's if they own a home. I think if it's just renters and auto, it's maybe a little less. But and the commission percentage is pretty close to 10%, just a little north of 10% probably. So making $400 or $500 on an average sale. Whereas So you got to sell a lot to make money.
Yeah. And the whole play is the residual game.
Right, because the renewal commission, at least where I was at, is the exact same as new business.
Okay.
So if I sell,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, if I sell 200,000 and I'm making 10%, that's 20,000 I bring home this year. But
and that's 200,000 in issue paid premiums that
correct.
the client's paying. Right?
Correct. 200,000.
Got it.
So that'd be 50 people over the course of a year. That'd be a very
that's a great year.
Unimpressive number.
Wait, that's not a great year?
Not a great year.
What's a good year in property and casualty?
Well, you think you're basically giving yourself a $20,000 raise in that scenario because you sold 200,000, you make 10%, so you make 20,000. If all those people renew, your base salary is 20,000. If you sell another 200, you're going to get another 20, so that's 40 you make this year.
And they all stick with you.
And retention's about 90%.
No shit.
Yeah,
really?
Property casualty. If you're an agent,
I don't switch my car insurance unless they tell me to.
Oh, it went up again.
Yeah. And this is at a captive agency?
I was captive. Yep. Only one. Couldn't shop around.
Do you want to explain the difference between captive and right now? We don't have to do that right now, but eventually we will.
Yeah. I just sold for one company rather than being able to shop all the public companies.
Yep.
And it was like I could not shop for other companies.
So if you got a contract with another company, they would fire you?
Yes.
Got it. And
except Progressive. We could write Progressive for some reason.
Were they pretty explicit about that, like coming in, like the difference between captive and brokerage, or
yes.
What's their thought on a brokerage? Like, you know how we're kind of like, well, if you're not a broker, if you work for a captive company, you're going to be, restricted to these products. What's their take on it when you ask them those questions?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's just like the agent value proposition, and just that they are representing one company because they really believe in that company. And when push comes to shove, if you're going to have a claim, that the agent's going to be there to back you up, and they trust in their company enough to be there to back you up. If that makes sense.
Versus a broker might not.
I mean, like,
or
as in,
company might
I got to call a 1-800 number to try to get my claim.
Yeah.
Versus I need to call my agent. He's going to do everything for me.
Got you. Yeah.
That's kind of the main value proposition.
Which I do think from State Farm. Who did you work for?
Farm Bureau.
Farm Bureau
Financial
Like the whole
Services.
Jake from State Farm is like he's there the next day, or he's on site at the accident.
Yeah, if something happened, people would call me and I would figure it out for them, rather than, hey, here's a 1-800 number. This is Progressive. Go ahead, figure it out. You should get your money at some point,
Yeah.
Like just that. I think that's the real value. Just like when you need the insurance, which is what you're paying for.
Yeah.
It's if someone's only representing one company, they're confident in that company's ability to do their job as the insurance company. That'd be my take.
Got you. What seems like a pretty solid business. So
it is.
Why'd you leave?
Because well,
let's go through like what it was like working there. Like, because my mindset on like people leaving jobs, if they're not just like a job hopper, you don't want to be a job hopper, because then you just run into the same BS that's going to follow you to the next job and the next job and the next job and the next job. Typically, if somebody's not a job hopper, we don't know if we're job hoppers yet. I feel like we're too young to do that. But there's got to be either the value of this company that you're going to has to be incredibly high, or there's some pain going on here, maybe outside of the job, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe it's the community that you're with, or maybe you don't believe in the product, or it's probably not that for you, because like everybody needs home and auto.
Everybody
insurance.
needs home and auto.
But what was that for you? Was it the value of being here, moving your entire life to Nashville, or was it the pain that you were experiencing, or both? What was that?
I think you can make money anywhere. If you really have a good system and you lock in, and
100% agree.
And you're in sales, I think you can be successful in any sales job.
Yeah.
I know myself well enough to know that. So I lived on the farm for a very short period of time, and then moved into my parents' house just to save on rent.
Yep.
Didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have a reason to be spending money on rent. My parents just built a new house, and I had the whole basement to myself, which ended up being a curse, because I woke up in one room, got up, didn't need to make myself presentable, walked to the other room. There's my office, a million distractions. I could walk out, watch TV at any point. No one keeping me accountable.
So you're independent.
I was.
Or work from home.
I was working from home 4 days out of the week.
No shit. They let you work from home.
Which was terrible. And I hate working from home. I don't think I'll ever do it again.
Yeah, that's.
With minor exceptions. If I'm sick or.
Yeah, or if you had like a built-out office that's like, this is for work.
Yeah.
There's no TV, no distraction.
Yeah.
You know,
And I kind of had a little gaming setup over here, work
Oh,
setup
yeah,
over
yeah,
here.
yeah. I'm gonna go
So,
take my lunch, and then you like make some ramen and go play COD.
And then something like that.
Yeah.
I think if I was doing that job, selling that product in this office, and everyone else here was doing the same, and there's the big old whiteboard where everyone puts their numbers, and it's a little bit of competition every day, I think I would have been good at that job.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that. I'm not too motivated by myself when no one's else is doing what I'm doing. I just felt like I was doing it alone, and I, like I said, walked from my bedroom to my office right there, and it's just like not getting any sunlight, not working out till the evenings. It just wasn't a place that I could be very successful, and I think I made, just to out myself real quick, close to 20,000 last year. I said 20,000 would be a pretty unimpressive year. I was not successful, but I sold enough to make close to 20,000.
How much have you made since you've been here?
I've been paid, I think, 65,000. More expenses in this job than my last job. However, I think that's what I've been paid.
Doesn't take into account expenses and all that. I'm going to go over some numbers real quick. You were saying if you were doing that same exact job here, talk more about that.
We call it
actually, you know what? Let's go back. And this is all over the place.
That's a good way to have a conversation.
Exactly. Let's go back to like Tyler calls you.
I called him.
Okay.
And I actually,
I'm getting these numbers loaded up.
I honestly thought he was still doing solar. I reached out, like I said, I think you can make money anywhere. I wasn't looking for a job. I just wanted his opinion.
Okay.
And I, as much as this is a terrible preface because it's going to sound bad as a preface. As much as I love Tyler, there's like 100,000 people that I could have reached out to, and I have no clue like why it was Tyler that I reached out to. First, he's the only person I reached out to.
Did you see him like post on social recently? You thought he was still selling solar at the time, right?
We hadn't caught up in a long time. I actually was the one that suspended him from our fraternity. I suspended him from our fraternity. Fun fact.
Talk about that one. Why did he get suspended?
We don't need it. He can tell that story next time he's on. But I guess, I do know why I called him. He's just a guy that I knew was always ambitious, always had something going on, thinking about the next thing, and I just wanted to pick his brain. I think a lot of where I was coming from was a lack of purpose. I kind of mentioned purpose a few times so far. I wasn't being ambitious in my career. My fitness wasn't the best. My faith wasn't in a great spot. Just kind of everything was kind of lacking, and I was like, Tyler's the guy that seems like he's always kind of had a thought or two about those things. I'm going to call him. And so we got on the phone, and I basically told him what I just told you in a little bit longer form. And he said, well, how married are you to staying in Nebraska, staying in Lincoln? I said, I as much as I love the people there and my hobbies there, that's all that's there. And I know that they'll be there whenever I'm back visiting. And why would I let playing volleyball and then all my volleyball teammates and then my family keep me in a place when I'm at a position in my life or a point in my life where I can go explore and find other things. So that's what originated with Tyler. And then he got me out here. And you guys, I wish I could just like turn all these cameras around and show a snippet into what goes on out there. It's just like, it's kind of like the community that I felt when I was in my fraternity. Everyone kind of working towards a similar goal, And I just think that I thrive in those situations, those scenarios. Yeah. Where everyone's doing the same thing. It's a little bit of competition, but also at the same time, we're all building each other up, learning from each other. It's the bullpen. It's a great place to be.
The bullpen.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm looking at these numbers right now. Like, this is insane. For your first 3 months in life insurance, April was 10,000, and you were working old leads.
Working old leads.
Oh, well, that was maybe.
I had 1 week on my own ad campaign.
Right, and then at the same time too, it's like you're still learning like which carriers accept what or how to use insurance toolkits, how to navigate an application. On top of all that technical stuff is just like learning how to talk to a veteran on the phone for final expense, which is what you're doing right now. And like 10,000 for April, not a bad start at all. And then what the hell happened here? You jumped to 50,483 for May. So like what?
Smiling, dialing.
Smiling and dialing. How many hours would you say that you worked per week?
I was working 9 to 6 with the
second month in insurance, 50,000.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. I was working 9 to 6. which isn't crazy hours, and then a 10 to 2 on Saturday. With usually, I brought my own lunch, so like a 15-minute lunch, but then I was also doing 75 hard.
Yep.
So I did a 45-minute outdoor workout most days. So really 8 hours of working a day, which is not too much to ask at all, you know? But it was working. It wasn't 8 hours of sitting on my phone for 20 minutes and playing ping pong for 20 minutes. I was 8 hours of working, just talking to as many people as I could. And a big part of it, I think, was hearing people. I mean, I wasn't the top producer. So hearing the top producers, it was Royal and Ralphs that beat me that month. Hearing those two just on the phone, I just picked up little things here and there. And it's easy to be successful when you surround yourself with other people that are successful.
For sure, dude. And then you followed up June with 47, so you decreased.
I decreased.
To 47, that's still super impressive. So
there's one less day in June. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, exactly. So $108,262.06 for your first quarter in life insurance.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people out there who are like, okay, well, you paid $106,000, but like, how much money did you actually make?
I think I got paid 65 in the first.
In the first quarter.
Yes.
65, and then how much did you spend on leads?
Less than 30.
Okay. So you made about, let's say 35 to 40 grand in 3 months. So you doubled what you made last year in your first 3 months.
Did
you think that was going to happen? Like, what was your expectation coming in? Did you think it would take you a while to get going, or were you like, because Brett, one thing that's interesting about you, dude, is one thing I've noticed about you. And you got to stay around Brett for a little bit, you know, at first you're like, is this guy, he's a timid guy, maybe he's humble, I don't know, maybe he's going to break out of his shell a little bit, like once you get to know him a little bit more. You're competitive, dude.
I am.
You should have seen us at the ping pong table. You know what I mean?
That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Your competition comes out. I remember, what was this? This is like a month ago. I said some like offhanded comment at the Monday morning meeting, like, yeah, honestly, last week wasn't super impressive, guys, or whatever. And then I'm like, hey, Brett, you want to play ping pong? It's like 3 days later. He's like, got to sell policies, man. You said you weren't impressed last week.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you hang on to shit, don't you?
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, you said the week wasn't impressive. And that little Life Pros Instagram post came out, and I think I was number 1 or number 2 on there. I said, this wasn't good enough for you, Roy? And you said wasn't an impressive week last week, so I had to put up bigger numbers. And then I think I did put up my best week that week. So
yeah.
Had to help out a little bit.
It's cool to see that, because like that does not work. So like when you have your team or whatever, and you're not on my team, but we're all part of one team, which is cool about this. It's like nobody's hiding secrets or like gatekeeping info. It's like everybody, it's something that was working for this person, they're going to share it at the training, at 11:30 every day or whatever. But I totally lost my train of thought with that one. Wait, what were we talking about right before that?
I had my best week when you said...
Oh. Like, that might work for you, but that's not going to work for this guy. Or, like, encouragement at this point. It's fun, dude, because you get to experiment with what works for other people. I had this sales manager, Ryan, and he would encourage us just to experiment. Like, when we were knocking doors, it was like one morning... you'd basically light a fire under a kid's ass and like almost be pissed off at him and like not really, or if it's like, oh, like this, and this, and be like, well, just like, dude, just go to work. And this isn't at the beginning. At the beginning, you're holding their hand for a little bit until they get going. And it's like week 6, week 7, week 8, you want to like kind of like poke them a little bit and like see what works. So if he comes home from that day and he's like, dude, honestly, what you said at breakfast totally threw me off. Like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, well, maybe I don't do that next time. Maybe he needs encouragement in the morning. And then some people kick ass because they get pissed. And they're like, I'm going to show that guy.
He thinks I'm not working. I'm out here grinding. Exactly. I'm going to go grind even harder.
Yeah, exactly. And then some people, it's like you encourage them, and then that backfires. And then for some people, encouragement helps a lot. Or it's like just where you're at in life and whatever, which I think, everybody's got to get better at as we develop as leaders. But that was interesting. That's when I first figured out, I was like, this guy's competitive. I think you'll have a career here, you know, which is cool.
I don't like to, every time that July was a little bit of a rough month, I was traveling. I was with family, friends, little vacation.
The old money in the bank move.
Yeah, it kind of snuck up and bit me. I wasn't ready for it.
As Austin says, give him in a little coin.
Log said that to me the other day. But Oh, where was I going with that? We're both losing trains of thoughts here.
That's all right, dude.
Oh, every Life Pros post that's come out on Instagram, and I'm not on there. I'm like, it's time to saddle back up. It's time. I can't keep missing these posts. So
yeah, that recognition, it goes a long way,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah, dude. So other than like the money, okay, let's take a break on that. What's it been like? Like, go walk through your experience moving here. You know, like let's say you brought somebody onto your team. Like, how would you explain the first 3 months in this job?
first of all, I'm gonna push 75 hard, very hard.
Okay.
If people don't want to do it, they don't got to do it. No one has to follow my footsteps.
Yep.
I think that was the best decision I made, moving to a new place with ambitious goals. I mean, why be distracted every Friday, Saturday night, and sometimes even more than that?
Yeah.
When, like, I moved across the country for goals, and that would just not. 75 hard very much aligned with my goals and helped me achieve them.
Yep.
The crazy thing about that is how difficult it's been to understand that I could hit my goals, like my year goals, in 3 months.
What was your goal? Like, what was your yearly goal? You're like, man, if I made just X amount of money, like, that'd be cool.
100,000.
100,000.
Six figures.
Okay.
And I definitely think I'll do more than that.
Seems like you're well on your way there.
Yes. Yeah. I think that we've got I say you guys had a great system that I stepped into.
We have a great system.
You guys had a great system that I stepped into, and now we have a great system that I'm happy to have tried to contribute to, at least a little bit. I still try to help out the young bucks in the office.
100%, dude.
Yeah. But the system of my only expense when I got here was I had to pay my first month rent, and then
Which is how much? This is Nashville.
All in after utilities, $1,900-ish.
So expensive.
1 bedroom, yeah, it's expensive.
It's expensive.
The most I had ever paid in a month before was $425, so a little bit more.
Well, we're not in a fucking cornfield.
We're not in the middle of a cornfield, so. And then I had to buy a few licenses to legally start selling.
So how much did that cost?
I think I spent $1,000 on licenses.
Okay.
And then
how many licenses did you get for that?
10.
10
ish. I don't remember.
Yep.
Somewhere in there, 8 to 10, 8 to 12, and then people, Tyler specifically, and then also Log, gave me their old leads. So I didn't have to spend any money on leads. Sure, I'm going to have a lower close rate than on new leads. However, there was money in there.
So you didn't spend any money on leads
I didn't
the first
spend,
weeks?
Other than buying licenses, I didn't have to spend a single dime.
Wow, cool.
Which was nice because I didn't have a ton of dimes, making close to 20 last year.
How much did you come into this business with?
I think that's a sensitive spot.
Is that a loaded question?
My bank account.
You don't have to say it.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Is it high or low?
It's pretty low.
Okay, just say it. I feel like that's more important than if you came in with 100,000 and then somebody starts and then you kick ass from day one. People will be like, "Yeah, but he came in with X amount."
Yeah.
If it was $300 or negative $1,500, that's a cooler story.
Yeah. Well, I came in. I had recently lost some money on options in the stock market. That's the bad part of the story.
Big stockbroker baller Brett, dude.
I mean, I was in my parents' basement.
Something
What else
just came across my desk.
I was a crypto bro. Yeah. This is the best thing I've seen.
This NFT's going to the moon.
So
you gave Logan Paul all your money.
I gave Logan Paul all my money.
Damn, dude.
And not quite Logan Paul, but somebody out there. Anyways, I think I had $6 or $7 grand.
Okay, that's
in
not
cash.
bad.
In cash.
That's not bad.
Yes.
How much money did you lose in the option? Just curious. We can edit that part.
We can talk about that after the cameras are off.
Okay.
It's not a ton.
Yeah.
It's not a ton.
Okay, so you came here with $6 grand, which is good.
Yeah.
Like,
I spent
straight out of college. You made 20 grand the year before. You must be a pretty good saver.
I try to be. I also very fortunate to come out of college without debt.
Hell yeah.
So not many people can say that. I'm very blessed to be able to say that. Shout out mom and dad.
Shout out the Lenners.
Yes, the Lenners. And then I spent the $2 grand on rent, and then I spent the $1,000 on leads, and I bought like a couch and a couple other things, maybe like another $1,000, just rough ballpark, groceries, furnishing my place, whatever else I had to get, another $1,000. So I really only had like $2 grand in my bank.
Nice.
And that's not a lot, especially when we're starting to talk about how much we're spending on ads and whatnot. However, I had no more expenses for the foreseeable future. I had this period of time that I just needed to sell.
Yep.
So I got on the phones. I made 2 sales on Log's old leads and 2 sales on Tyler's old leads. Mm-hmm. And the craziest was the very first one. the guy, I called him, and he picked an option, and as the first person that picked an option, I was like, this is like, for
Holy
this, I
shit,
made
it
it.
works.
And I got asked for a certain, so I don't think I was like actually shaking, but my voice was so shaky. I mumbled, I would like say the script wrong. Mm-hmm. And the guy just kept with me and kept going, and I made the sale. And I was like, it really is that easy. Like I just did that. That was the worst presentation I've still had to this day. And the guy just was like, yep, here's my social. Here's my banking. He just gave it to me. He wanted life insurance. I was like, there are buyers out there. All I need to do is call enough people to find those buyers and read the script, and I'm going to make sales.
And then boom, it all works out. But it's like the part of the business that, you know, a lot of people kind of try to, you know, ease around is the expenses, right?
Yeah.
Expenses of the business.
There's a lot.
And for a new person coming in that's never bought leads before or never invested in their business before, it's like mind blowing. But like to me, I'm not going to shy away from the business expenses. Mm-hmm. And at that same token, I won't shy away from the profits as well.
Right.
Like if we're going to talk about the expenses, we'll also talk about the profits.
That's a good mindset.
If somebody gave me and told me, if you give me $1, I'll give you $2 back. And you just knew it. You knew if you gave me $1, I'll give you $2 back.
You making an
You
offer
take
right
that
now?
deal?
I'll give you a lot of money right now, Roy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sure, $8,000 a month is a lot, $10,000, whatever. But if you're gonna tell me I could do 20 or 30 or 40 based off of that 10, I'm taking that deal.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
Without fail. My first month, I deposited $30,000. I remember being like, well, my second month technically, because it takes a while for it to roll. But I remember being like, oh my goodness.
Why did I just get 4 deposits of multiple thousands each? Like, what's going on?
It was crazy, dude. But anyway, back to that. So you got your expenses, you got all that startup stuff, and then you get rolling, and then talk about what happened after that. So you get your first one. Obviously, you're like, holy smokes!
Wow.
And then you're calculating out the premium, and then like your
how much am I going to make here?
Like how much am I going to make? And
it was a smaller one, but it was just the biggest confidence boost ever. And then I think I made 3 more that week, and I was like, I'm ready.
Was that your first week? Second week.
We went to Keeneland, kind of my first week, and I was like shadowing. So it was my first real week, and it was on Monday. It was like right when we got back from Keeneland. It was day 1 of 75 hard, and I made a sale. I was like, cool, this job, it's just easy. It's just easy. And then made a few more sales that week, and I talked to Log. We went golfing that weekend, and he kind of just gave me a different analogy. Merritt, yes, Logan Merritt. Different analogy than you. It was something of every dollar you put into the business, you're going to get more back. He didn't say 1 to 2, right? But I was kind of debating, do I start at 200? Do I start at 300? What do I do? And at this point, I still have a little over $2,000 in my bank account. Maybe got paid on like one of the policies so far.
Sure.
But I know that it's coming in because I got my first payment. Like, it's not a scam. It's not going all to my upline, Tyler. It's actually in my bank account. We're good. It's not a pyramid scheme or pizza slice. Neither one.
Yeah, exactly.
And so Log said every dollar you put in, you're going to get more back. Like the more that you invest in, and the extra 100, if you get 2 more leads a day, those 2 more leads over the course of a month, you're going to make more sales. Mm-hmm. And it is more than 2 more leads a day, spending 300 versus 2,
sure.
but more opportunities at bat.
Or you don't close them that month, maybe you close them next month.
Right.
And then you forget about it, and then it's like, how do you calculate that?
Right.
That's very hard too.
And so I started at 300 a day, ripped the Band-Aid off, 300 times about 30 days in a month. That's about $9,000 that I was signing up to spend over the next month.
Hell yeah, buddy.
My thought process, and this is absolutely not financial advice, and I would never give this financial advice. I'd give this preface at least, that it's not, was I just got a new credit card. I have a month before the statement's going to close. And then at that point, you have another 2 weeks to a month to pay it. I'm not exactly sure. And so I thought I need to sell 15,000 over the course of the next month.
Yeah,
and then I'll
get to basically break even.
I'll get paid on that, and I'll be fine. Like, I will be head above water, at least. And I was like, why would I, if I just sold 8,000 in my first week, why would I not think that I could do that every week moving forward?
Yeah.
And so
and it's like, if you did it your first week, why would you not improve?
Right. And on better lead quality too. Yeah. So my thought was, I'm betting on myself for the next month, and my credit card bill was a few thousand more than my bank account at one point.
Nice.
And then
that's the real stuff, right there.
Yeah, that's when you like sink or swim.
So then talk about when it turned.
It turned, and it turned really quick. I think I spent roughly 10, 11 in May, and I got deposited, I think, 33,000 in May. So
you hand me $1, I give you 3.
Hey, I'll take that. Yeah, and it's just it turned around very quickly, and it's never it hasn't reverted quite yet. So I'm still waiting for the catch-22.
Oh, it's coming. Yeah. No, I'm kidding, dude. I remember my first 6 months. I remember thinking like, this isn't real money. This isn't real money. This isn't real money. And then you get to the first year, and you're like, and then you start making months 10, 11, and 12, which you haven't dipped into yet.
Not even a little bit. It's all new business.
Oh, it's nice. You're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot 25% of my business comes after 9 months,
Yeah.
Which is nuts. So, okay, there's plenty of people listening. I mean, if there's maybe one person listening to this that's like, holy shit, I didn't know you guys spent that. That's a lot of money, dude.
Yeah.
And talk about who this business isn't for.
Who this business isn't for? I mean,
because
someone
there's
that
like really quick, just to preface, right? There's tons of ways to skin the cat in life insurance. Like, you don't have to buy leads.
Right.
You don't have to run our system. Like, you don't have to be on daily ad spend. You can buy lead packs, and you can spend your $800 a week, right? And you can do it that way, and you can play softball.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against softball. It's a great sport.
I don't play any softball. Volleyball only.
It's like you're just going to be, what's the word for it? Extending the amount of time it takes you to actually hit the ground running and go, in my opinion. Like,
yeah.
But there's some people listening to this that's like, well, I'm out, dude. Like, I can't spend that much. I can't get a credit card, and I can't do that. So, talk about who the business isn't for.
Man, that's a tough question. I think it's not for people that don't want to be coachable. You don't have to have the expenses right away. I mean, other than buying your licenses, because you do need to have those to legally sell life insurance.
Yep.
Other than that, you don't need to spend a dime. Like you said, a million ways to skin a cat, and there's a bunch of people. If someone brought you into the business, they're going to support you and give, at least in our company, give you old leads. And there is money in old leads. I gave both of the Ferg brothers 50 leads each, and they both made a sale. So
that's awesome. And you didn't have to do that.
No, I know them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wanted to help out. I enjoy.
That's the thing, dude. Being in the office versus somebody just working from home. Do you think that would have happened if you guys? I'm
not giving somebody working from home any leads. Hey, no way.
Yeah, they ain't working them.
They're both here on a Saturday, and they're like, "Damn, we're out of leads already." I said, "Here, I got you guys. I got 1,500. I give 100 away." So I give them each 50. Yeah, and you don't need to have the expenses. I know that there's a number of people here that their credit scores are very bad and their credit limits are very low, or at least were, and they sold old leads until they had enough money to be able to not build up a credit card bill the way that I did it. They already had the funds saved so that they knew over the next month I need to keep selling so I don't run out of this. Yeah. But they didn't have the line of credit that I did. So really, if you're just willing to work, if you want to come in and play ping pong for 3 hours a day, I love playing ping pong. Mm-hmm. Not quite 3 hours. Yeah. And not really be on your phone if you want to play phone games instead of dialing or be focused on this and that, the other. I think that's not maybe who it's for, but someone that wants to be rewarded for their level of work. That's who it is for.
100%. What have you learned through taking that bet on yourself? Because, like, at the end of the day, all it really is the difference between somebody going all in versus somebody dipping their toes in or not doing it at all because, like, oh my gosh, that's so scary, is literally just, are you willing to bet on yourself, and do you believe in you? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's like you see all these people in here. It's like, you can't fake a 60, 70,000 issue paid month. You can't fake that. You can't fake an 80K month. You can't fake a 50. And you got like multiple people in here that are like averaging 50, probably more than multiple. I mean, like Austin did a bunch last year, it's like there's a bunch of people in here doing it. So it's like that willing to take that risk, take that bet on yourself. So I don't know. What did you learn about yourself? Like the whole process, dude. Moving jobs, moving states, then it's investing. It's like, it's a lot. Yeah.
It's a tough question to answer. It is. I think it's like both. I could say 2 words that might not sum it up at all, and I could say 100 million words that might still not sum it up at all.
Whatever you.
I'll start with this. I have one tattoo. Mm-hmm. It's a pawn chess piece. Mm-hmm. Looking in a mirror, seeing a king in the mirror. And that is like my biggest goal in life, to believe in the man in the mirror. And where I was prior, I just like didn't at all in like any aspect really. Other than this, I can grow a nice beard. I believe in that. I mean, like my faith wasn't in a good spot. My fitness, like I said, wasn't in a good spot. I kind of mentioned all these things already. I just didn't have a lot of evidence to back any confidence. Whereas now, having bet on myself, I'm like the most confident that I've been in a long time. And it's a good feeling. I know that doesn't really directly answer your question, but
that's striking in the chord that I was curious about.
Yeah, I mean, you betting on yourself, you're gonna learn quick that you are capable. Mm-hmm. If you put yourself in a situation that it's going to be sink or swim, and then you do try your honest best. I do think that there's like no more rewarding experience than that. Mm-hmm. And not just like it feels good in the moment. It's like it's like a long term. You feel good about it. You did a good thing. You can now pull from that. The cookie jar with David Goggins, if you're familiar with that concept, just past wins you can pull on in the future. Like, oh, I did this. Like I was, my net worth went negative, and now look where we're at. You know, like why would I stress about having 20 grand in the bank account now when at one point it was $6 grand less than my credit card bill? You know, like I could do that again. It's been very rewarding to have bet on myself and then like tried my hardest and seen that I am capable. And I believe that if anybody does that and honestly tries their best, they would have the same results. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that I'm special. I do. Mm-hmm. I think I'm special to my grandma and my mom, and these other people tell me I'm special. I really don't think I'm anything special. I mean, I made less than 20 grand last year. Yeah. In a sales job. That it was completely under my control how I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's important, the part right there, because you don't want to destroy your self-worth. You did something awesome. Like what you've done the past 4 months is awesome. Mm-hmm. Not many people have done it. Like in the life, you're probably in the top 1% of first quarter in life insurance, just across the board. Yeah. Like there are so many people that just want to learn how to get to 20 grand a month, let alone 50 their second month, which is nuts, you know? And at the same time, anybody could do it. Yeah. You know? So it's like, it's a little bit of a paradox. It's like, not everybody's going to do it, but, and yeah, I am special because I did it, but I'm not special compared to you. Yeah. Like if you just, you know, took the leap, did 75 hard or something, you know? Yeah. And just took your job and your life seriously for 3 months, you know, you could be in a totally different position.
Just 3 months. And I'm writing a little bit of a book.
Tell us about the book.
The book. I'm calling it a book. That's not how it started. A novel. I'm very much a reflective person. I've always journaled, and it's just something that I enjoy. I think I get a lot of value out of it. But my problem with journaling is I'd get to the bottom of my page and, well, I'll finish this thought next time. I'm at the end of the page. Good stopping point. Turn the page, open it in 2 weeks. I don't really remember what else I was going to say. Start writing about something different. So I never fully got through my thoughts, and I wanted to. I thought that this was when I was at that point where I wasn't impressed with myself in hardly any aspect of life. Yeah. And I've really thought, like, there's reflection that needs to happen and change needs to happen, but I didn't know where to start. And so I just made an outline, all the things that I wanted to write about, and it's become long enough, and it's, I don't know, introspective enough that I'm calling it a book at this point, but really it's just a long journal entry about all of my thoughts, feelings, perceptions about life. Yeah. And I believe starting that process is what led me to reach out to Tyler.
So you had started that before getting here. Okay.
Yeah, probably December or January I started that. And yeah, and then I reached out to Tyler and I came out here and did all that. And then right when I got back to Lincoln, knowing that I was going to come do this, already I wrote a section called A Complete 180. And I guess looking back, that's kind of crazy that I wrote A Complete 180. Like I hadn't turned the 180 yet. I was planning to. But I wrote a section called A Complete 180 because I just was like planning to turn my life around completely. And sitting here 4 months later, 4 months? Yeah, I got here basically April 1st and it's
Yeah,
August 1st.
1st.
So 4 months later, I have turned a complete 180, like in every aspect of my life.
Wow.
Which is crazy. I guess I need to go back and read that because I can't quite. I mean, it's about just turning things around.
So you called your shot.
I did, and then bet on myself. So,
give me some more insight in the book, or the journal entry, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we'll just stick with book. Makes it easy.
Yep.
The reason I'm actually calling it a book, I'll go into that really quick, and then I'll talk more about it. There's a physical therapist I used to go to. Had an impact on me. Obviously, I wanted to go into PT.
Yep.
I talked to him about it, and he said, well, like, is it are you writing? I said, yes. He's like, do you think that there's anybody else out there in the world that if they read it, they would gain value out of it? Mm-hmm. I said, I mean, like, statistically speaking, if everyone read it, most people, I mean, like, somebody out there would get something out of it. He said, you would be robbing that person if you didn't call it a book and eventually put it out there. I mean, even if only one person reads it and one person gets something out of it, I would be robbing them if I didn't give them the opportunity. That was his thought. And so ever since then, I've been calling it a book.
Yeah.
What was that?
So that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because it can be scary putting yourself out there like that.
And if you want to, maybe I shouldn't do this, but if you want to phrase that with life insurance, every lead we don't call is someone that, if it was interested in life insurance, we might be robbing them their opportunity to get the best coverage if we don't call them. Mm-hmm. Anyways, back to the book.
And to that point with, like, let's say building a team.
Yeah.
Which is that one thing that you want to do.
Yep.
Definitely. Look at you right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think there's another Brett Lenners out there that is in the same situation?
Tyler said I'm a unique lead for the building a team.
Why is that?
Because I was already licensed in life insurance. I was ready to move across the country. I had nothing holding me down, and I had enough money to come in and get started. He said it's not often that, and he knew me and had a relationship with me and knew my character. Yeah. He said it's not often that there's an inbound lead that someone checks those boxes.
That's true. That is true. But somebody that's unhappy where they're at,
unhappy
wants to make a 180. Right. There's plenty of those.
There are probably more than we realize.
Probably more than the opposite.
Yeah.
Definitely more than the opposite.
I would agree.
You know. So in the book, like what's like the main, the 180 is the thought, and then where does it?
That's just kind of one like small section actually, because like I said, it's just a long. I wish I'd like had all the chapters just memorized. Purpose is a big one. I've mentioned that word so many times today. Faith is one that I'm slightly putting off writing, but my faith has grown tenfold since I've been here. And you know what's crazy about Nashville that I just would never have predicted is like how much faith there is here. Oh yeah. Like it's everywhere that I go. Yep. And that's like very different than Lincoln, Nebraska. If you asked me before which one has more things focused on faith just in general that I'll run into, I would have for sure said Lincoln, Nebraska. I mean, just because I think Nashville, I think Music City, Broadway, you know. Right. But everywhere that I go, like there's people that are aligned with me in my religious views, and that like comes out all the time. Like I go play volleyball with people, and like I know that they're going to church. We talk about church, and it's not even the same church, you know. Yep. And then my gym here at work, I feel like I'm in a Bible study with a few of the guys here at work. So it's just like that's been crazy. So there's a section about faith, relationships. There's a little bit in there about heartbreak. We all have our taste of heartbreak at some point in life. There might be a little heartbreak back in the end of last year that kind of contributed a little bit to the start of writing. A girl that you dated, she doesn't get all the credit though. It's not just because
a girl that you dated or that you wanted to date.
We don't
have to get into all the specifics of it. Dude, there's no bigger driving force in the world for a guy if he wants this girl.
For a dude in his 20s.
But it doesn't end up working out, because then it's always like, your knee jerk is like, I'm going to show her. Yeah. You know? And then
can be
over time. I'm just speaking for myself. And then over time, it might be, it was never about that, but that was that was the spark that got me into my development,
I think maybe what it was is I looked in the mirror like, what is there not to love? And I was like, wait, what is there to love? Not ambitious in my career. I was overweight. I mean, I've kind of spoke on these things a lot. I wasn't enjoying going to church. I was going, but not enjoying it. You know, just I didn't have. I love my friends back home. I'm not talking crap on anyone. I didn't feel that I was surrounded by people that were being as ambitious as I wanted to be. A lot of my friends are in dental school, for example. Like that's being in school. You know, like they're not ambitious in a career yet. Like maybe it's ambitious with school, but not doing the same thing as me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing my job alone in my parents' basement.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say. I wasn't surrounded by everyone out there that's selling policies as we're speaking in here. I got to get back to work, Roy. Yeah. So I just kind of, there was a lot not to love. And I was like, I need to turn this around. Where do I start? And I started with writing.
And that was what, in December?
December, January, somewhere in there.
January.
Yeah. And then I reached out to Tyler in February, early February, while I was at the farm.
When you were on your parents' farm?
Yep.
Or your grandparents' farm?
It's my parents now.
Parents' farm.
Yep.
What did they farm? What is their...
We don't do the farming.
You guys don't do it?
We do the hunting on the land.
Nice.
But yeah, cash rent it. Row crop, corn, beans.
Did you do any farming work like growing up? Like where'd you get your work ethic from? What does your dad do? Or what do your parents do?
My mom's a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is the head safety guy for Samson Construction. Mm-hmm. Travels a lot for them. He is the hardest working man I know, and it's not close, at all. I'd like to say that I work hard, but he just, that's all he does is work, which is, he overworks himself a little bit, but topic for another time.
Yeah.
I got it from him for sure. I definitely, when I look in the mirror, I try to get closer to him every day.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I tell him what he needs to be doing to get closer to me. Mm-hmm. You know, catch up and bench press again, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. So what are your what's the vision here? Like what are your goals? You got the purpose thing. You know, everybody's working on that one. You know, finding purpose. Like, dude, if you don't have a purpose, you know, if you don't have a big pull, everything's difficult. And you go, it ebbs and flows. Yeah. Where you have to revisit. Okay, is that actually what I want? Was it the car and the mansion? Like, none of us, I don't think, have gotten to that point to where it's like we never have to worry about money again. Right. So that's always going to be a pull until you have it. Then eventually you're going to get there, and then it's got to be something else or something new. So for you, like what's the pull for this first year in the business?
It's as much as I don't want to say something I've already said. It's to find more belief in the man looking back in the mirror. Mm-hmm. Specifically enough that I'm confident in myself and my ability to eventually be a good husband and father. I think probably most men would relate to that statement that aren't already husbands and fathers, or even that are. That is like, I think, my biggest purpose in life, my biggest goal in life. And so, I mean, like if you look at, if I stayed on the trajectory I was on, I wasn't going to be able to support a family. Like $20,000 in a year, that's not gonna. Yeah.
You might have to move up to Alaska and live in a igloo.
I'll go kick it with Trace up in Alaska. So I think that's really my biggest motivator to turn it around, which, I mean, maybe was started by that little bit of heartbreak, right? I mean, like I'm furthest that I've been from in a while at that point. Furthest I had been from being a husband and a father, right? I mean, like no prospects, no girlfriend, no nothing at that point. So that's really my biggest motivating factor. And so I thought, what does a good husband and father look like? And definitely a part of that is all of the things that I've mentioned: faith, fitness, strength of relationships is another big goal of mine. I just think that I like to have strong friendships. I don't want to have a 1,000 surface level friendships. I'd rather have 5 really deep friendships and then also have a good network of people, you know, if that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. I read this book called Build the Life You Want by Arthur C. Brooks. Yeah. You ever heard of that guy?
Arthur C. Brooks? I don't think I have.
He talks about, I think he's a psychologist or something. I forget exactly what he's all about. I don't know if you believe in all that stuff or not, but I'm just messing with you. But he talks about if you're introverted, you seem like semi-introverted. to a point.
I think that I'm a shy extrovert.
Shy extrovert, okay. So like for an introvert, it's easy for them. Like I think based on the data, they had like 4 close friends, right? But then you get that feeling of purpose from those friendships. Because a lot of people, apparently you can gauge someone's happiness or just joy in life based on their friendships. How many deep friendships they felt like they had. So for an introvert, it's easy to get deep with a couple people, but then you got to fill that bucket of getting out there and meeting new people and getting a bigger sphere. For the extrovert, they might have one tight friend.
Yeah.
But they're friends with everybody. So then their goal is to deepen the relationships of a few more in their tight-knit circle, you know? So that's, it's really interesting how in the book he talks about like later in life, a lot of men in particular can hardly name like who are your best friends. Like as they get like older, like 35, having kids, now they're 45 and they've got a kid that's like 18 and then they make their family and their kids their entire life. And then they kind of forget about that piece about how like brotherhood, friendships are super important, Yeah. I'm not speaking from a place of like
do you read a lot?
Authority on this. I'm getting back into it.
Yeah.
Right now I just picked up the 5 love languages again. Yeah. Which I think for the last year I really fell off the reading train.
Why is it so hard to like consistently read?
I don't know.
75 hard finished. I had the habit of doing it. I did it for I think 2 more days and that was done.
Yeah.
I picked up a book. Actually, I picked up the new common denominator of success that Austin gave me. That's a good book.
Cool. Is a thin read.
Yeah, it's 20-minute read.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't know, dude, but when I get into it, I mean, I was like 39, 40 pages in before I put it down and I'm like, dude, why don't I read more? You know? And I think it's that damn phone sitting right there, pal.
It is. Those dang phones nowadays.
I know, dude. So many
How do I find my text
distractions.
messages? Those dang phones.
Yeah, dude. I definitely want to get more into reading. I think I'm getting more into back into reading, I would say. Audible was really nice, and Spotify when they came out with books, because when I was a transient merchant selling door to door, it was easy just to throw one on and then boom, you're going. But now, because life is like go.
Transient merchant.
I was a transient merchant.
I like that.
That some of our permits used to say transient merchant. So I was a solicitator.
Yes.
For 5 summers. But
did you knock on doors that said no soliciting? Can I ask you that?
Those were the biggest buyers.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Because nobody else knocks on them.
Nobody else knocks on them.
That's what Spenny G told me.
Who's Spenny G?
Spencer out there. Spencer
G.
Gabler.
Yeah.
Spenny G. Spenny G had a day yesterday.
We're going to have to get him in here, yeah. Well, some closing thoughts, dude. I guess other than what we've talked about, is there anything else that you'd want to share? This doesn't have to be a closing thought. We could keep
no,
it going.
I just I got coffee with a buddy.
Yep.
A couple days ago, and I said we need to put a time limit on this because I will sit here for the next 8 hours and talk. Like we could just do this.
Do you have any appointments?
Appointments?
Yeah, like right now or no?
Yeah, but I can get to them later.
So that's a top producer right there. Scheduling appointments even during the podcast. Let's go. But I guess anything else you'd want to share? Something that's like on your mind, or something that you've been thinking about a lot, or something that you'd want other people that are listening to this podcast know. If they saw a clip, or somebody that listened all the way through at this point.
Yeah. Do I gotta stare right into the camera as I say this?
Stare into the camera.
No, I'm not doing all that. Man, let me think on that for just a second.
Yep. Take your time.
Gotta have a good
Take a good long think.
good little closing thought here.
Well, it doesn't have to be perfect, man. We can have multiple closing thoughts.
Yeah. I think my biggest closing thought would be, and this is just talking about this is talking more about sales than life insurance.
Sure.
No matter what your job is, if you're getting paid a salary, whoever you're working for you're making them more money than they're paying you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a job. So getting into sales is probably the best thing you can do, because the more successful you are in a sales role, the more successful you are financially off. I mean, you are going to, if you want to go and just trade your time for money, people are comfortable doing that. It's safe, it's secure. That's really the only benefit, because like I said, you are making that company more money than they're paying you. If you want to bet on yourself, life insurance is a great avenue, but I think just sales in general is the way to go. And it has been the best decision I made to bet on myself, both by entering sales a year and a half ago when I was not successful with it, and then transition to a job that I have been very successful in. That'd be my biggest takeaway. But
yeah, you kind of went through the proving ground to get to the promised land.
Yes, and really all I did was come into the system that you guys had. It was pretty plug and play when I got here. Austin told me when I was here visiting that it wasn't quite plug and play yet, that we're putting finishing touches on it and whatnot. Yep. I got here and it was pretty plug and play. Come in, do the work, bet on yourself, and you'll be rewarded.
Last question, or it doesn't have to be the last one, but one of the last questions for you. There's a lot of people out there that might, I don't know, I don't like talking people into stuff. I don't like, talking on the phone, working in an office, whatever it is, whatever their objection is. But like, I don't know, I just don't like coming across like salesy, Yeah. I don't want to feel like I'm convincing people of things or manipulating them.
That's a great point. And I was kind of one of those people. Maybe why I didn't have so much success last year. Because I was viewing it as a sales job, and now I definitely view what we do as a service. Yes, it's sales, and yes, we have to know how to handle objections, and yes, we need. But really, you just are providing them the service of getting them life insurance. They want life insurance. Yep. We are the person that can get that for them. Something I wish I would have remembered prior to right now, but it's good that it came up. Yep. I went to church group with Logan Ralphs, and when I was here visiting, and I said, kind of what I said a couple times, you can make money anywhere. Like, I see you guys are making a lot of money. I'm not saying you can make that money anywhere, but you can make money anywhere. I want to feel good about what I do. Do you feel good about what you do? And he said that he thinks about it, and I hope I don't quote him wrong here, because this is the way that I see it now. So I'm just going to say what I said, or how I view it, I guess. If everyone was good at saving money and had their finances in order, we wouldn't have business here. I mean, we just wouldn't, because if everyone has funeral expenses paid, then what are we selling? We're selling,
I would push back on that a little bit, but I see where you're going with that.
There's obviously a rule for life insurance that's beyond just that.
Sure, yeah.
That is primarily what we're doing.
Exactly. Yep.
So there'd be less, I should say. But the reality is most people aren't good with their finances. And if I'm married to Susan, and I die tomorrow and we have no savings, and she gets hit with a $20,000 burial expense, what's she going to do? And if I die, how about this? So that's tomorrow. What if I died 20 years from now? Well, that was a time that we could save up money. But again, me and Susan aren't the best at saving money. That's why we don't have money right now. So is it more manageable to put away $50 a month every single month for the rest of my life and know that it's taken care of, because I wasn't going to save that $50 anyways, or not? I mean, it just makes sense, because like I said, unfortunately, not everyone's good with finances. This is a solution to the problem for when the problem comes. It could be tomorrow. It could be 20 years. And in the 20-year case, it's a bad investment. But unfortunately, we don't get to pull the strings in this game of life. Yep. And don't get to choose when the good Lord calls us home. So I do believe in the product that we sell. I do believe in why we do it and how we do it. I don't ever feel like I'm taking advantage of somebody. And it doesn't feel like sales. It feels like service.
Bars
that I get paid really well for.
Yep.
So,
hell yeah, dude.
That's my closing thought.
I totally agree. I 100% agree. Plus, it's like they requested the info, dude.
Yeah, they're reaching out to us.
They sent it in. You ain't calling up mama trying to convince her and making Thanksgiving awkward.
That was the bad part about Property and Casualty referral network and warm network that I already had. I did some door knocking too. Hey, I noticed you live in a home. Got any insurance?
But notice that you have a door and windows and a roof that needs repair. Yeah, dude. I think when I was looking into my next move, it was I wanted something, because I just read Hermosi's book, $100
Oh,
million
yeah?
Leads. It's not that hard of a read. It's like made with like cartoons and pictures and stuff. But I was
Cool.
just like fascinated by it. I wanted a leads-based business.
Yeah.
Or figure out how to generate leads for some type of business, something, with leads that people, because like, dude, there is no better time to be selling something than 2025. Like, come on. You get people on Facebook that send in a request or Instagram or whatever for you to talk to them. They schedule themselves into your calendar sometimes. This ain't all
A lot
the
of the time.
Maybe 20, 30, 50%. I don't know. I don't know what the metrics are on that. What? Did you go tell somebody from 1850 selling Bibles door to door, and you show them like the system nowadays and like, well, you can make how much doing what? All I got to do is do this, It's stupid. It's so stupid. I remember Logan and I were talking about at the very beginning, like, why did the insurance companies pay so much? Like, it didn't really make sense. Like, obviously they're profitable, so they're making money. But why would they pay an agent over 100%?
Right.
Over the first year's premium, like 145%, whatever. I'm sure there's higher contracts than that, or 120, whatever it is. And it's like, dude, it used to be way harder. You used to have to show up at their house and then fill out a paper. This isn't long ago. This is like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe less than 10 years ago. Maybe 2018 is when they, had a e-app but not everybody did. And then it's
I imagine COVID's probably when it really got pushed. I imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then you fill out the paper app and you mail it to the insurance company and you wait 2-3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to go back to their home, try to call them, try to show up at their house. It's like, you're telling me I can get a guy an approval in 7 minutes versus
Isn't that crazy?
30 days. Like, that's
What's the
insane.
fastest?
And then back they used to have to show up at their house and collect the payment. They'd have to have a guy that would show up collecting the payment. What? Like, that's crazy.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Oh, an absolute nightmare, dude. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Austin's grandpa, I think, was a bill collector. Somebody in the office, their dad or grandpa used to actually like be one of the guys that would collect the premium payments. And so he'd like always be making stops.
Interesting.
Always be, if they're on a trip or something, they'd go stop. And I've talked, some of my clients, their dad was that guy,
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. There's no better time to get into the business than now.
Question for you.
Yeah.
And I know the goal isn't to be fast. It's to be thorough and make sure you're doing your job right?
Mm-hmm.
But what is the fastest that you clicked call, the person answered, and then you hung up having sold the policy?
Oh, man. I think recently I had a guy that, like, you hop on the call and he's like, yeah, we're trying to get approved with this. Just tells me right away. I'm like, all right, well, you just want to jump right into it? Yeah, sure. By like minute 9, we're in the application. Minute 8, maybe. Might have been minute 7. Like, it was like, all right, well, here's how it works. We're going to look at these companies. I'm going to be the guy that's going to guide you through the whole process. And if everything makes sense, we'll look at getting you an approval. That sound good? Then you explain the whole process. Okay, your health. Okay, how's this? Blah, blah, blah. Good deal. Have you tried this company? No, they blah, blah, blah. Boom, you get into the app, and by minute like 15, I think was the fastest. And then you got to do a good job at the end of solidifying.
Right.
I'm your guy, leaving them with your card, your virtual card, and having them save your phone number in their phone and all that stuff. Explain that the policy is going to come out, but like, that's $1,000.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's like, I remember the first time that I sold a product over $1,000 door to door, and I remember thinking like, obviously it's not like my commission was 100%.
I was going to say, what's commission on that?
It was like 40%. Still great, but residual products, dude. I mean, just like people that are, they're willing to pay more because that person's going to be on the books for X amount of time. You know what I mean? And yeah, I remember that feeling of being like holding a $2,000 check or $1,000 check and just thinking like, wow, like that's crazy.
Damn, I got bread now.
Somebody's house, What'd you say?
Damn, I got bread now.
I know, dude. It's like, whoa. Going from having no money to having some money is like, it's really just a relief. Mm-hmm. It's just like,
yeah,
don't have to worry about that. I'm going to be okay. And I remember my first couple months in the business, I remember thinking, what would happen if I never sold a policy ever again for the rest of the year? How long could I last? And it's like, dang, I can keep paying for leads all year. And not like
crazy
that,
thought.
it would never happen, obviously, but it's like, It's not the end all be all.
We all have that thought at some point.
Yeah.
If I don't make another sale the rest of
What
this
if I
month, August
never make
just
a sale?
started. Yeah.
I used to love messing with Tim because, we drive to work together, drive back. This is when he first started, like the first couple weeks. And he's like, dude, I was nervous. I would never make a sale. And then like he'd like make a sale, or then he'd make a couple sales like Monday, Tuesday, and then like Wednesday he'd zero. We'd be driving back. It's like, how was he? He's like, dude, nothing, dude. I was just presentation after presentation. They weren't interested. And I'm like, you might not ever make another sale.
I don't know how you made your first few. You might be cooked, bro.
You're probably never gonna sell anything ever again. But it's just ridiculous. It's like obviously you're gonna just fall into people that
like that guy that I was stuttering and shaking and messed up everything on the script, and he still bought. They're out
it's
there.
funny too because like they don't know we have a script.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't know that whole other side of things. They just are answering a phone call.
Yeah.
So for new people coming in, it's like, I remember that concept was given to me when I was working with Southwestern, selling education. And it was like, Mrs. Jones doesn't know that you came in with your sales script, so just do your best and just have a conversation with them and go through the thing. So
speaking on just like how there's highs and lows in the business, and the fact that you're never going to get paid by a company a salary that you're making them less than that. One Saturday I come in and I talked to 3 people that Saturday. And this was in the course of it was less than 2 hours for sure.
Yeah.
I wrote 3 policies. The total annual premium was $8,500 and I worked for 2 hours.
So how much did you get paid out on that?
Tell me,
I don't know.
I don't remember. A lot.
Yeah.
Somewhere in my records. But tell me by the end of the year, I will have made close to 100% of that.
Yep.
So tell me a job that is going to pay you $4,000 an hour.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one of them.
Doesn't exist.
Unless you're betting on yourself and selling.
Yeah. I just think a lot of people just don't know that there's stuff like that out there.
Yeah.
They just don't. Or if they see it, they don't believe it. They're like, no, that's BS. Like this is like you want to call it what it is. I think it's a gold rush. It's like there's a gold rush into this business. You got people from solar and pest control and whatever, just in whatever sales job that you're in. And again, to your point before, you can be successful in any sales job.
Yeah.
So if you think that this will be the savior that changes who's coming into the job, like you're going to bring yourself into the job. All your faults, all your weaknesses, and you're going to have to work on them here, in the next thing that you go into. Or if you quit this and you work into something else, it's going to follow you there too. It's not the job. Yeah. Now, there are some things that make certain jobs better than others,
Yeah.
And without getting into all the deepness on that, it's like, yeah, and we should never forget that too. Like how stupid like we should never lose the idea of we came into this thing, at X amount and now we're at this amount. We should never lose like it's just stupid. And like gratitude, when you're on the phone with people.
Right.
And at the end of the day too, it's like you got paid for that, but you also protected a family.
Right.
3 families. It's like not losing that part because you can get that. And I know you know this, but I'm just saying for a lot of people, it can be easy to have that commission breath.
Yeah, it's also easy to forget. I remember a day I was like, I did really well today. Like, I don't feel like I really need to work anymore. And Log came by. He's like, there's at least one more family in these 30 leads you have right here that you haven't called that need life insurance. Yeah. Like, they need it. So if you don't want to keep working, I'll call these people for you. And so I got back to calling, like we do provide a service. We really do.
100%, yeah. Badass, dude. Well, Brett, we're going to have you back on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
It's been good.
This has been a lot of fun, man.
I don't know if I'm quite Cody Askins, but...
Well, you get there.
One of these days.
Well, one last thing. If you were, I don't know. Well, I guess you were in this position like not too long ago, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Where you're looking for that new opportunity or... I know we've talked a lot about betting on
Jamie,
yourself.
Jamie, pull up me 5 months ago. I had to get one Jamie comment.
Holy shit, that was you!
See that on the screen there? Show that on the cameras.
Yeah, we'll pop it up. Like if you had one piece of advice for somebody that's in a sales business or thinking about getting into sales, what would that be? Bet
on yourself. Just bet on yourself. And I mean, also know yourself. If you're not going to do the work, then maybe don't bet on yourself. But
Yeah.
if you think that you're capable of doing work, bet on yourself.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Well, that concludes what is this, the 7th episode?
It's
8th
somewhere in
episode,
there.
something like that. Probably
The best episode.
Probably the best episode we've had. Yeah. I mean, I think so. And that'll wrap that puppy up. Let's get back to it, and you stay creepy, Nashville.
Stay creepy, Nashville.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cool.
Let's go.